Welcome to the M&R Home Assistance Timesheet Training course. In this video, we will be explaining how to properly complete a timesheet for personal caregiver services. Timesheets are legal documents, and personal caregivers are no different than any other healthcare worker. Timesheets must be fully completed to receive payment. It is important to use timesheets because they can be used as a communication tool, a legal document, support for billing, and a reference source for care plan modification and case management. A couple of requirements before we get started. You must write in blue or black ink pen. You must complete the timesheet in English only. Do not scribble. If you make a mistake, cross it out with a single line and initial next to the mistake. Do not use whiteout. Do not hesitate to ask for help if you are having difficulties. Our staff is always available. Be accurate. Do not complete timesheets before services have been provided. Submitting timesheets with future dated services is not tolerated and will result in disciplinary action. This is considered fraud. Timesheets must be submitted within 60 days of the date of service. There will be no exceptions for late timesheets. Please submit them by the first of every month if that's possible. Now, let's get started with the timesheets. First, you will go to the bottom of the page and write your name. Second, you will write in the name of the client. Third, you will write the case number of the client. If you don't have the case number, please ask one of our case managers at the office. Do not sign the form yet. Now, we'll start in the top left corner by writing the date. Enter the very first day of the week, starting with that Sunday. Below that, write the month and year that the services are provided in. If you'd like to prepare the dates of the week, you may do that as well, but do not enter any other information prior to completing the services. On the day that you perform the service, you will write the time that you started in the Time In tab. Throughout your shift, you will check off all the tasks that are completed throughout the day. This is extremely important to document. For each day, progress notes must be written, along with the service type that is being performed. For this example, our client is receiving personal care. On this particular day, the client was unable to control her bowels, and she had an accident during your shift. You would write that as a progress note. Remember, each client is different. Refer to your care plan to see what services are approved for your particular case. Once you have completed the tasks for your shift, you will write what time you finished in the time out section of the timesheet. You will calculate your total hours. When the entire day has been completed, the client must initial for that day. Be sure to include progress notes for every day of service. Try to be as detailed as possible. We will fill out some more examples for the other days. Do not copy the examples in this video. Only document what's happening during your workday with the client. Writing progress notes like the client was watching TV or a friend came over, however, are not considered progress notes. Please keep in mind, this area is meant for your interaction with the client on a daily basis. We understand that some days don't have surprises like the example we used earlier, and it may seem like there is nothing to document for the provider note. But please know that this is still a requirement. Some examples of progress notes include writing what meal the client had that day, or if they had to be reminded to take their medication. They could range from all types of situations that you had during your shift. If the client was feeling particularly good this day, then document. The more you can document, the better. You will follow this order for every day of the week that you work. For the sake of time, we will forward to the end of the week. Pay attention to how every day is accounted for with the time in and out boxes, along with the hours worked and the client's initials. Also notice that every day has a progress note and the service type is checked off. When the week is over, you will calculate the hours on the timesheet and write the total under Total Weekly Hours. This week happened to equal 40 hours. You must not exceed the hours that were approved by your program. If there are more hours on the timesheet than what was approved, then we could not accept the timesheet, and it will delay payments. We do not schedule overtime for any employee, but in the case of an emergency or a situation that is out of your control, we will compensate you accordingly as long as it is documented properly. Please refer to our policies and procedures for overtime provisions. Now, the only thing missing is the signature. You must sign next to employee caregiver and also date it. The client must also sign next to client signature and date, verifying that services have been completed in full. Now the timesheet is complete. Be sure to follow these instructions for every timesheet until the month ends. Once the month is over and the timesheets are completed, you may drop them off at the office or mail them to us in a timely manner. Submitting timesheets on time helps keep payments on track. Keep in mind, if you don't perform services for any day of the week, you must leave it blank and indicate on the progress note that services were not provided. If your client is hospitalized, you should inform the agency so that we can properly alert the care coordinator. Timesheets are legal documents. Please fill them out truthfully and correctly. If you have any questions, please feel free to call our office. Thank you for watching today's training on timesheet implementation.